Our candidates are Steve Stemler, a Democrat candidate, and Thomas Keister, the Libertarian. And I don't think Mr. Keister is here. He indicated he was coming, but he's not. So, Steve Stemler.
Well, thank you, David, and thank you all for giving me just a few moments to address you. My name is Steve Stemler, serve in House District 71, which takes in all of Jeffersonville, Clarksville, and all of Utica as well. I was first elected in 2006, and so now serving, I guess this will be my sixth term, so looking forward to that if I'm elected. Currently, I serve on the House Ways and Means Committee, which establishes the state's biennium budget. Our budget is about $31 billion. The lion's share of that, as you probably know, goes to education. Corrections takes a large number of our funds as well. I also serve on the House Transportation, Roads and Transportation Committee, which sees a lot of activity, and you are able to submit your interest. And those two are of big interest to me, of course, because everything you do or touch in state government has got funding involved in it. And so the Ways and Means Committee is a good committee to serve on as well. But also the House Roads and Transportation Committee, because of no question of our bridge project and all the activity that's been going on down here for 10 plus years since I've been in there, and many years before that as well. And then most recently, the House Speaker appointed me to be on the House Ethics Committee. A lot of people don't like to be on that because you have to sometimes discipline your own when things are in question. And he approached me, and I was glad to sit on the House Ethics Committee as well. I have served on the House Agriculture Committee. Farm Bureau is very well represented in the State House with their interests. They have endorsed me every year that I've run. And that's a complex formula too, in the farming formula for property values as well. Some of the issues that I feel that are important still in this district specifically is the completion, and we're nearing the completion of the Ohio River Bridge project, but there's still work to be done there. Also, the water rights is a big issue of mine that I've tried for a number of years, and it's not real flashy, but our water is extremely important in our state of Indiana. And you may think this portion of the state, 2/3 of Indiana, is bordered by water. I had the luxury of serving on the Indiana Port Commission for 10 years under Governor Bannon and Daniels and Kernan, and our port infrastructure with our water is critically important for the industry in the state of Indiana. And we're very fortunate to have what I still refer to as the Clark Maritime Center. It's the Port of Jeffersonville. But the water rights is an issue that we need to address, and we have an abundance of it here. You don't think it's that important, but it is. We share an aquifer underneath our river with Kentucky, our sister state. We both draw out of that aquifer. We both could damage that aquifer if it's not managed properly. And so I've introduced legislation each year. Each year, you have to be patient. You have to gain support from other colleagues to introduce a bi-state agreement, an understanding, a compact actually, that's tailored after the Great Lakes State Compact, where all the states that touch the Great Lakes have agreed of how they're going to manage that water resource. Well, we need the same understanding with our sister state in Kentucky, because as of right now, Louisville Water is taking water out of that aquifer for profit reasons, shipping it south. Lexington, Frankfort plans to go on down to Bowling Green. That's fine. We have needs of water in our area as well, but also further north. It wasn't too long ago there was a developer trying to take water out of Monroe Reservoir and take it up to Indianapolis. That was halted. Anyway, enough on the water, but that is something that is important that needs to be addressed before I would leave office. I'd like to see that take place. Another issue, and if Representative Gooden was here, he could really address this, but the drug epidemic in our state is huge. It is very, very important. The toll that it's taking on individuals' lives, employment, just a number of factors, healthcare, as I mentioned, is critically important. We've had a touch of that, obviously, in Clark County, the portion that I represent, even where my own business is. I'm in plumbing business there in Jeffersonville on 10th Street. And in the mornings, we have a guy that takes care of our property there that works for us, and he'll come in 3 or 4 syringes at times on 10th Street. So it's in Jeffersonville, it's in Clark County, certainly in Stockton, but it's important. What do I see as being important in the next budget cycle? It's already been mentioned a number of times. I'm sure in the Ways and Means we're going to have a lot of debate on the right formula to take care of our infrastructure and bring it to where it should be. One of the biggest challenges that we all face is what is the fair and right way to collect funds to take care of the roads? Okay, right now it's at the gasoline pump tax. We pay a tax for gasoline, a portion of that. More or less like a user fee. The problem is that's not keeping up, as we all know, with the demands and needs. Cars are more fuel efficient. We have alternative fuels now, electric. We've got other options. And the will's not there necessarily politically to raise that fuel tax to what it needs to be as the sole answer, which I don't support either. Another critical factor of this is, frankly, is that the state needs to do what they tell the people they're going to do. And unfortunately, that's not always the case. Surprise, surprise. And what I mean by that is we collect enough money solely about the gasoline pump to be able to pay for our roads and bridges if it was used for that reason. But different cycles have come through, different administrations through the years, both sides, and that money then starts getting siphoned off to shore up other things, pensions, etc. Who remembers the lottery back, I believe it was Governor Bye? It was going to solve all our educational ills. And we said, yes, we'll vote for the lottery because it's going to solve our educational ills. And now if you get a pie chart of that lottery money, very few dollars are going directly to the education. So we have to do more of what we say we're going to do. Mandates being pushed down. I'm from local government, served on the city council in Jeffersonville. I'm a home rule guy, but more of the home rule will be decided here locally with local officials. I am working with some of the county council members, and the problem that's facing Clark County, you have to realize, and we have a general consensus amongst the legislators in the House as well as in the Senate to address the issue with the county. The problem is, you get northern legislators from Mishawaka and Gary or different places. Why do I want to give you special legislation just to fix your problem when I have problems too and I can't get people to support my part of the state? So we're working towards that. I believe we're going to see some resolution to it to start the path to correct some of the ills that Clark County are facing. But it's not as easy as just waving a wand as some people may think. So I could talk about other things, be glad to answer any questions. But I do want to thank David for having me here. He's always come up to the house, brought some kids locally, and it's a good day. Thank you for your participation.